Welcome back, YouTubers. Here we are again. Today's mission is to have a look at an LCT AK variant. This is something that's been brought to me just for kind of a little service, a bit of a clean up and a hop upgrade, and quite possibly a motor upgrade too as well. So we're going to see if we can make it a little bit more snappy. The gun, to be fair, performs pretty well as it is. It's just something that's been used a bit and wants a little bit of a freshen up. Hopefully, for when everything's ready to go back to play airsoft again after lockdown, allows us to. So just to show you with this, that is currently, well, I've got 0.28 gram BBs in this, and that is firing at 285 feet per second on the 0.28. So power wise, absolutely perfect. So we're not going to be changing any of that. We are quite literally going to be taking it apart, cleaning it up, fresh grease, check the shimming, and potentially put a new motor in as well to see if that makes a difference. So yeah, let's open it all up and see what we find inside one of these. Right, well there we go, there is the gearbox. I do quite like LCT. They do make everything absolutely solid. I mean, the body is absolutely spot on really. It's so well built, it's rigid, it's solid, you can't really fault it. Internally, I always feel it's good that they don't use any fancy proprietary parts, so you can upgrade it with whatever you want. I mean, not that there isn't any upgrading in this, I think. I mean, that's got a full metal rack in here, we've got a decent piston head on it. The gears look pretty solid. Yeah, can't really complain. Metal spring guide, so there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever, I would say. So yeah, LCT, definitely, obviously you pay a bit more for them, but in my opinion they're solid. The only thing I would say is I do find is sometimes their mag compatibility is a bit weird with some other brands. I've come across that a few times on some of the guns I've worked on, but yeah, if you stick to the LCT mags, I suppose they're spot on really. Yeah, all of that looks really good, so we're impressed with that. Okay, so we've got this far, we've got the new motor on there now, that's a nice high torque motor. We have also, because I've just spoken with the owner of the gun, we've opted for a faster set of gears, so we're going to replace the standard ones, go with a slightly faster set, which is going to complement the new motor to get a snappier trigger response and better rate of fire. I tell you what though, there is something to be said for a version 3 gearbox and lining these things up, purely because where the motor's in a motor cage, it holds it all in there without the need of having the body on and the hand grip on and all the rest of it. You can just line up like that and that's fine. Right, new gear set in, we've gone for a 16:1 gear set on this one. We've done all the shimming, we know the bevel gear is fine with the motor, we've checked that. There's no movement in that. No movement in the spur gear. And there is, again, no movement in the sector gear. Everything's spinning fine. So yeah, that's all good. Let's just put the rest of the bit back into the gearbox. The next bit we're going to do is piston, cylinder and nozzle. We're going to make sure the air seal is good. Other than that, there's nothing wrong with the set that was in it. We're just going to give it a little clean up, bit of fresh grease, check the air seal, and that will go back together nicely. Right, we're getting very close to being able to put this back together. One thing we have just noticed as an observation, where the tappet plate comes forward and now sits on the new set of gears we've got. So here on the sector gear, let me pull these shims out of the way quick so we can show you. Where this is sitting forward, the kind of gold ring that's around the sector gear here is obviously larger than on the previous one, and it means the tappet plate isn't sitting 100% forward. So what we're going to do, we're going to file a little bit out on here so that the tappet plate can relax to its full position, so that we know we're making full contact with the hop up here. So yeah, glad we noticed that one now. So there we go, that we've just filed that bit out of there, so that now fits when that's 100% forward to the front of the gearbox here. It just sits nice and neat around the back of that bit of the gear. It stops it sitting too far back and being under stress and causing it to possibly bend whilst it's in the gearbox. So yeah, much nicer. Okay, gearbox back together, motors attached, obviously a battery connected, and the good news is it functions. It's always good news when you just put the gearbox back together. Right, that's the barrel cleaned and reassembled with a maple leaf rubber on it, so we've replaced the original hop and the original hop nub. So that's all upgraded. That's ready to go back in the gun.
With their nails done now.
There we go, all back together, all serviced, some new gears, new motor in it, just increased the performance ever so slightly on that one. Upgraded the hot rubber as well, so that's all done. LCT though, certainly something to be said for its build quality. That is the most sturdy bit of kit ever, really. So thumbs up to them there, that's really good. Internal's not too bad either, no complaints. So yeah, the only thing I might say could be a little bit odd on them sometimes, on this one and previous LCTs that I've had here, because I had a G3 not so long ago that I was playing with. Sometimes it's a bit funny with the mags. This is the only mag I've got of all mine for my AKs that it works with. I wasn't supplied with the original mag by the owner of this one, they gave it to me. Fortunately this one just happens to fit in, but I don't know, just doesn't like it. I don't know if anyone else has experienced that with the LCT, whether it's funny or not, and dislikes other mags from other brands and that. Pop it in the comments below, always interesting to find out. But yeah, I think for now, that's that. I'll see you guys in the next one.